Well, we're going to start the lofting part of this thing now. Got all the sheets turned around. Went outside the barn and picked up a 15-foot 2x6 that I had out there, some old deck wood, and I brought that in to make it a little more stable. And then I had a 6.5 footer I brought in one end, and I screwed the ends down on the short pieces right here. I've got the 2x6 on edge for support on the sawhorse frame, and so now I'll be set up. I'll probably take them off once I get the hull cut out, because I'll set up the wired up hull on some blocks to support it. But now we get to our lofting sheet, far enough away that you can't see the numbers. I was reading on Ductwork, somebody, one of the other designers, was having his product ripped off by some European people, so I'm surprised that I haven't seen mine. Maybe I just haven't noticed them yet being sold elsewhere. Okay, so what we have to do now is take a tape measure. Let me reset up so you'll see what I'm doing a little better. I've got my tape measure set up on the end here, and what I'm going to do now is mark a tick mark at every one of the 1 foot cross stations. And I'll do that for the whole length of the hull. And then I'll come back once I move the tape over to the other side and do the exact same thing. So let me go ahead and do this and then come back. What the heck, I might as well let you see what I'm doing. I'll edit out extras. And try to keep the tape straight edge. I mean, this isn't like we're trying to build a rocket to the moon, and the 16th off here or there is not going to make the outcome of the boat any different than if it was done by a CNC machine, other than cost. Now we'll come along and draw our 1 foot marks across. And we'll do that all the way down. So I'll come back when I get that done. I mean, okay, I've got my lines across now, station lines all the way down, station grid lines. I'll be using those throughout the building of this hull. And especially before we take them apart, we'll take a hacksaw up here on this top one, because these are the station line cut marks we'll make, so that when you've seen the other videos, you'll know we reference everything off of these because they're matched sets, because we laid them out that way. Okay, first thing we're going to do is on the drawing that I have, this whole top shear line I have set down 1/4 inch all the way along. So if you didn't get your plywood to come in straight, you can string a line along and then reestablish a straight line, and then use either a plane or a good saw or something to hack that down to the straight line, because that will be what we measure off of, and it needs to be somewhat consistent. But since this top edge is straight, because of the way I set it up with all the strong backs and stuff to keep the two panels straight while the epoxy was curing, I'll be fine here. So this prototype hull will be probably a 1/4 inch taller than it should be. So I'm going to start off in the very corner. On the plans I have downs and over. If I'm talking a down, it's down from the top edge, and it's over from either the stern edge or the next and the bow, it would be over from the last station light. So we're going to come down at 0, 0, so there'll be a spot right there. It will be the very top of the stern panel, and we'll come down 10 inches from here. And we'll do another one right here. And we come over the price that you have to pay. That there will be the end of the stern panel, or the top angle. So it's down a certain distance, over a certain distance. And that'll be the end of that panel there. We'll go down to the next one, which will be, there's nothing here, but the next one down is such and such value. And that's right there. I'll come back later and I'll drive a nail in that spot from when I do the lofting. And the next one over is I need a 1/16. That's the next one. We'll go down off this station number 1. And that's just a level line to measure off of, and over such and such a distance. Okay, since we're a full 24 inches on the stern, that's what it is down, and it's 1, 2, 3. So that'll be the end of the, no, I'm not, excuse me, I used my wrong mark. That, I'll have to erase that. Okay, let me go ahead and set up again, and we'll come back when I'm driving some nails. But basically that's it. I'll show you something when I get down to the bow as to how I do that coming off that last station. I have to change the drawings that I have now because I used finger joints. The length is off, total length. If you're using the traditional 3-inch overlap on a traditional beveled scarf, you would use this, and this would be the very bow. But since I'm using this finger joints, I had to put in a 14th line here, which when you look up to the top here, if I can, this will be where the bow is, and then that's where the bow lower panel is, and then it arcs up from here. I need to figure out, I didn't have the station 13 mark in here, but it'll be in here somewhere, because this will set the lofting for the curve. Also down in here, this is the end of the straight line, and from here back is straight. Right in here we start an arc up to this point right here, so I'll have to loft an arc in, and I'll use a flexible batten for that. I have it all lofted up. Now I'm going to go do a check. I'm going to go back through and check all the measurements again to see that I'm correct. You want to double check that. A lot of any errors that would come up when I started nailing it, and put it in the little brad nails and start using the batten along it. You'll see the changes made. But I'm going to go do a check, and then we'll come back when I get that done, and we'll start putting some pin nails in, or not pin nails, but some brad nails in, and start forming the lofting up the arcs. If you've seen enough of my videos, and I've harped about it enough, with my method, I go through all the the angles and the cuts. All you have to do is follow them out when you wire them together in boat forms, as opposed to having to build a strong back and then lay in your frames and then make certain that both sides are accurate, the same width, the angles are all the same. When you lay these things out, they're mirror images of each other, so they have to fit. So let me go on with that. No more apostolizing. Let me do a double check.